Listen, Pookies, it's that time of the year when you're about to see everybody opening their gift hauls and their shopping extravaganzas and all of these crazy things that you feel either insecure or jealous of. That's not normal. Like, normal people don't buy $8,500, $100 worth of presents. Just saying.
Do you need some money?
Can I be honest? December got y'all out here going broke to prove a point nobody even asked for. Every year, folks stunt harder during Christmas than their own birthday, all to show a life that they're not even living. And the crazy part, half of it comes from childhood trauma dressed up in wrapping paper. Okay. Hey, Rych Babes, it's Robin Milan, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to day 1 of 25 days of RichMiss Reflections, Rych Babes, okay? So for the next 25 days, we are peeling back the psychology behind money, holidays, family expectations, pressures, guilt, and the hidden emotional traps that nobody wants to talk about, but everyone feels. So today we are starting with the hardest truth of all. The holidays are not about joy anymore. They've become one of the biggest financial traps in America. Not because people are irresponsible, but because the culture conditions you to overspend. Alright, let's get right into this. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share, and I'll be back shortly.
If you don't got no money to buy Christmas gifts, just don't buy them. You just got to tell your family, like, this year I can't do it. I'd rather have a roof over my head than to pay for you a toy or a gift card or a new air fryer. Just tell them you can't do it. Don't feel bad. You just can't do it.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but you do not have to go out and buy brand new Christmas decorations every year. I've been rocking with this same Christmas tree for 9 years. Ain't no shame in my game. You can do what you want, but I'm going to reach right in this here basket and I'm going to put something together and the tree's still going to be fire.
You're not a bad mom if you can't afford $500 in Christmas gifts. You're not a bad mom if you can't afford 20 different gifts for your kid. You're not a bad mom if you can't afford high-end gifts like everything that you see on social media. You're not a bad mom just because your life doesn't look like theirs.
I didn't get my kids anything for Christmas and I am beating myself up about it, but I am going to be strong for them. Let me tell you what my plan was. So I've been dealing with eviction stuff and all the other good stuff, bad stuff, and I'm working through that right now. But what had happened was I just didn't have it financially this year, so I didn't get my kids anything for Christmas. However, I did a couple weeks ago, was able to start applying for a lot of free samples, y'all, and I did not get approved for a lot of toys, but I got 4 toys that I did get approved for, y'all. So that is what I'm going to give them for Christmas, y'all. I did not buy anything. These were all free samples, and I was beating myself up about being in a bad financial burden, but I have to give myself grace. I'm a very hard worker, and I just have some heart conditions and thyroid issues right now, and I'll get through it and I'll get better.
And shoppers are loading their carts with food for the holiday, but their receipts aren't putting them in the holiday spirit.
Like everything's up just a little bit.
In recent months, President Trump had been saying grocery prices are on the decline, but shoppers I spoke with say it's been the opposite.
Everything is expensive. Meat is more expensive.
Another shopper, Charles Smith, also pushed back on the claim that grocery prices are falling.
If you don't go to the grocery store, then you don't know. So some of the politicians never step foot in a grocery store.
These customers aren't dreaming. According to the government Consumer Price Index, a measure of all economic-wide inflation, the cost of food in August of 2025 is 3.2% higher than it was in August of 2024.
I'm kind of, prepared to just spend a little bit more as we march toward the holidays.
I don't think it's going to be a big Christmas this year simply because I've paid down my credit cards to below 10%. All of my bills are caught up, and I refuse to go back in debt for a holiday. I'm not doing it.
All right, my love. So the holiday pressure. Let's talk about the pressure, okay?
Wow. The pressure is getting worse.
During the holidays, people don't spend money based on what they have. They spend money based on what they want to look like. The holidays become a performance, right? The perfect tree, the matching pajamas, the big gifts, the internet moments, the dinner spread that looks like a magazine layout, okay? The Pinterest photos. But listen, here's the high-end psychology part. The holidays trigger your deepest childhood wounds around belonging, worthiness, and wanting to feel loved. You didn't think I was going to go there. I did. So people overspend trying to fill emotional gaps. That's not financial mismanagement. That's psychological conditioning, okay? And the markets know this, all right? And that's why it is a marketing trap. Status conditioning meets corporate manipulation. Every brand knows your insecurities spike during December. So what do they not going to like me, okay? So let me tell you what they do, all right? This is how they market. You need this to show love. Your kids deserve the best. Big families need big meals. Your worth is tied to the gifts that you give. They prey on guilt. They prey on nostalgia. They prey on comparison culture. And the result is that people spend January, February, and sometimes March paying off December's emotional spending. Yeah.
Okay, everybody, the elders wanted me to come in here and talk to you all about your Christmas spending. Before you say that's none of their business, the elders say you've made it their business when you call them every January asking for help because you overspent in December. Don't, Keisha, I'm not talking about you. I know you got a good job and I'm very proud of you. We all want to give our families a nice Christmas, but when you spend money you don't have, you create problems that you don't need. So here are some things to remember when out Christmas shopping. If you're already behind on your bills, do not spend the bill money that you already don't have to buy things that you don't need. Your child do not need that $1,000 iPhone upgrade. They can use the one they have. That credit card with the 30% interest rate is going to put you in a position of paying for toys for the next 10 years that your children aren't going to play with for the next 2 months. If you can barely keep $50 in your bank account, you don't need that $300 purse. And please remember, Jesus is the reason for the season, but overspending is the reason for bankruptcy. Now, the elders say they don't mind helping you, but only when necessary because their Social Security checks can only go so far.
You mean to tell me that after the year you've been having in 2025, y'all are actually putting up Christmas trees right now and worrying about what y'all buying for Christmas? I'm so freaking annoyed with y'all, and I'm judging. At this point, I'm judging. Bring back shame, okay? We need to just say what it is. And what it is y'all are so addicted to consumption. So many of you, not all of you, but too many of you are so addicted to consumption that you would rather feed the monster that is literally crushing your bones, trying to leave you literally impoverished. You'd rather allow that to continue by continuing to feed the monster with your money, by purchasing things, by shopping, by spending in excess, and living beyond your means.
We have no business going into the third quarter making corporations uber rich. After the year we've had, we could literally cripple this fucking country and bring it to its knees by canceling Thanksgiving and Christmas. Easily. They've been planning and projecting for this income since last year, previous years. They do these reports years out. They've been planning and plotting for you the same way that we sit around and be like, oh, I can't wait till I get my taxes in February, March. That's what they be saying. This is their taxes. And they be like, I can't wait for Christmas. We might slow down in the summertime, but Christmas, everybody's gonna let their fucking ego, their sense of competition, their consumerism overtake them. Everybody gonna be so fucking short-sighted and ready to just spend some motherfucking money. I don't give a... After the fucking year we've had, we have no business taking our money out of corporations like Target just to wait until November and December and give it all back to them. We have no fucking business. We have no fucking business pouring millions and billions of dollars into toy industries that don't give a fuck about our kids. We have no business making cheap foreign clothes producers uber rich. Like, we don't have no fucking business pouring large amounts of money into this economy.
Holiday spending is a trap. Don't go broke trying to make the holidays magical. Your kids won't remember all of the stuff that you financed on plastic. They will remember traditions and peace in your house. Give love, not debt.
Let's get to the good mom, good family tribe. Like, this one hits especially hard for Black women, all right? Because Black women are told you have to hold the family together. You make the holidays magical. You sacrifice, you show up, you host, you feed everybody, you buy thoughtful gifts, you do everything even if it drains you. It becomes emotional labor and financial labor all at the same time. Every holiday season, Black women go into debt, exhaustion, anxiety, pressure, invisible workloads. Also, everyone can feel joy, but nobody checks if the woman holding everything together is okay. I'm not saying other women don't go through this, but from what I have seen in my own culture, in my own community, for sure, we definitely hold it all together.
Can I just say, I know this is an obvious take. I know everyone's been complaining about inflation for forever, but my God, nothing has killed the Christmas spirit this year more than having to do holiday shopping. Having to look at these price tags, because I'm the kind of person that I want to give gifts to my family, to my friends and stuff, and I want to give as much as I can now that I'm making money. But looking at these price tags and realizing, like, you have to be essentially in the thousands, bro, just to give to your immediate family. Forget the rest. Forget cousins and uncles and shit. Just for your fucking immediate family, I have to go 4 digits in. I have to give rent, like, specifically just to give them each one gift. And I'm not even buying like TVs and stuff. I'm buying basic stuff like perfume, like something simple. And it's so much freaking money. Like, I can't, guys, like, nothing is killing this Christmas spirit more than looking at these price tags, more than this consumerism, than this obsession with raising prices on us. Like, I'm overwhelmed.
Here's my hot take for you today. Stop wasting money on Christmas gifts. Stop wasting money on Christmas gifts. I think that Christmas has gotten so out of hand that we buy gifts for so many people. And if you can't afford it, don't spend the money. Last year, I didn't have a job. I did not work last Christmas. And so I had no income. So I barely bought any Christmas gifts. And let me tell you how nice that was. It was so nice. It was so nice to not have this long ass list of all these people buying gifts. I spend so much money on Christmas every year. So I literally said to myself, this year, I'm still in debt. So, circumstances have only changed of I have a job now, I have income coming in, but I don't want to spend all this money on gifts. So I don't want a bunch of people to buy me gifts. I'm not going to buy people gifts. There's like 3 people on my list that are getting gifts from me this year. And it's okay to say no. It's literally okay to say, let's not do Christmas. Let's not exchange gifts. Like, I'm not going to buy gifts. That's okay. Set that boundary, because you don't need to be wasting all this money on spending money for Christmas. It's gotten out of hand. And if you're in debt and you're not in a good financial situation, don't. I highly recommend against it. I say you set a boundary. You don't need to spend the money, and just be selective. At the end of the day, it's all about being selective on the people that you're buying for and how much you're spending on them. Don't go crazy and don't go into more.
And let's talk about the poverty traditions that nobody wants to talk about. Like, here's the part that people don't want to say out loud. Poor families spend more during the holidays than wealthy families. Not because they have more, but because they feel more pressure to prove more. This is the performative generosity. It's when someone gives beyond their means to avoid looking broke, to avoid disappointing the kids, to avoid being judged by family, okay? And the big truth, you're not celebrating, you're competing, right? So people don't decorate for joy, they decorate for comparison. People don't buy gifts for love. They buy gifts to avoid the guilt. People don't host for connection. They host to maintain an image. People don't want to look like they're struggling, even if they really are, okay? And the January consequence, every holiday season, ends the same way. Maxed out credit cards, overdraft notices, paycheck to paycheck survival, tax refund waiting like a miracle. Okay, can't wait for that refund check to get me out of this. Okay, y'all know what that means. Y'all know. Them refunds be hitting. The emotional crash after the financial high. And the saddest part, people repeat the same December cycle every single year on autopilot. I don't even think they even realize that. Okay, and the real root of it all, the childhood holiday trauma. This is the hardest part, right? This is the deepest part. Okay, you're not just overspending because you want luxury. You're overspending because you grew up seeing stress disguised as celebration. You want to give your kids what you didn't have. You never want your kids to feel embarrassed. You've tied your level of love to the size of your gifts. You feel obligated to show up for everyone. You're replaying childhood holiday pain without even realizing it. So, the holidays aren't a season, they're a trigger. Okay. And here's the solution, girl. All right. Real luxury isn't the price tag. Real luxury is peace, right? Luxury is celebrating without debt, giving without pressure, hosting without resentment, creating memories without financial anxiety. Luxury is not the Christmas aesthetic. It's the emotional freedom behind it. No one is saying that you cannot have a Christmas celebration. What I am saying is make sure that you are being completely honest with yourself emotionally and financially, okay? And let's just bring this all home, Rych Babes, right? The Christmas debt trap is so real. It's been stealing joy from families for years, okay? And the corporations know this, right? So my intention today is to not judge anyone. It's to help you see the psychological change behind the holiday expectation. December should not break you. It should not drain you. It should not put you behind for the next 6 months. Okay, like this year, give yourself permission to choose peace over pressure. Okay, these kids got a home. That's enough. You know, like if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. And that's okay. You don't have to spend money to show that you are okay. Just you being in your house when it's cold outside, that's enough. Sometimes that's just enough. So, my loves, welcome to day 1 of 25 days of RichMiss reflections, and we are just getting started. Rych Babes, if you want to stay tapped into any exclusives, make sure that you are on the VIP list. All the links are in the description box below. All right, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 2. I'll see you at the top because the bottom is too crowded. Until next time, Rych Babes, stay rich. Love you. You're always on my mind.